Welcome back to Call for Help. Now, don't be afraid. Fear not. I know many of you are saying, whoa, this is way too geeky for me, too over the top. Roger is going to show you what goes on in building a PC. But really, this is not just for people who want to build a PC. Anybody wants to know what's inside. It's important if you're going to understand how these things work.
Best way to learn about how a computer works is actually put one together.
Absolutely. So these are all the parts. Even if you went out and bought a PC, this is all the stuff that you'd get.
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah. So what do you need?
Well, other than a screwdriver with a Phillips head,
okay,
you need a case, and I actually have an Antec Sonata case.
This is actually a pretty case.
It's actually a really nice case. If you notice the,
yeah, what should I look for?
You look for something that one is easily manageable. In other words, you can get stuff in and out of it.
This is, I've never seen anything like this. This is little drawers for the hard drive?
For the hard drives. And so
that's really nice.
Instead of having all the cables in your way,
instead
of trying to slide, it's much easier this way. The panel, even though there's a door, there's a nice little panel that makes it easy to access the drive bays. And of course, there's this little flip-up USB FireWire and audio connection
port. Those are nice features, but the truth is there's only one part that makes any difference functionally, and that's the power supply. You want a good one.
And you want a good one. If you buy an Antec,
makes good power supplies.
An Antec case, they come with decent power supplies.
Yeah.
If you have an older case, you can upgrade the power supply and use the same case.
I did. I went to PC Power and Cooling, got their silencer. It's a nice 400 watt. How big a power supply do you need?
You know, it used to be around 300 for me, but I'm actually looking at 400 and up just to accommodate future upgrades.
Mostly for the hard drives. The extra hard drives are really draw the power.
Especially if you're going to be doing multiple drives, if you're doing video editing, you're going to want a lot of power.
So we got the case.
Yes.
We got our screwdriver, a trusty screwdriver. Let's look at some of these parts that are going to go in the case.
This is the most important part of the computer. This is actually could be considered kind of the backbone. And they call it the motherboard or the main board of the computer.
Because it's the mother of all circuit boards.
Exactly. This is an MSI board, and the reason I chose this, not only was it super cool, it supports a lot of inbuilt features. It has inbuilt USB 2.0.
That means it's on the board. You don't have to add it.
I don't need to buy an extra card. Has onboard FireWire, so I don't need to add a card. Has
if you look actually at the back, all of those ports are here.
The back,
so
which is really
you've
neat.
got USB. You've got FireWire, 4 FireWire
I have
ports.
Gigabit Ethernet, which is also backward compatible with 110/100 Ethernet, so I can still use a local area network without buying.
That's a future upgrade down the road, but it's good to have it. You know?
It's good to have it, and I can still use it with my existing network.
Sound card
built in? It has a built-in sound 5.1 sound card with SPDIF. So I can do digital audio out. So I don't need to buy an extra card for that.
Excuse me? SPDIF?
SPDIF, Sony Philips digital interface.
Yeah, okay.
Very impressive. Has serial ATA, which is the new kind of high standard for drive connectors.
That's this orange thing?
The orange thing. Has the little yellow serial ATA 133, which used to be the fastest.
Wait a minute, is that different from this? I don't know.
Yes. These actually are part of a larger RAID setup. Has an inbuilt RAID controller.
That means you can use multiple drives as one giant drive for reliability or speed. Okay.
Has all my old drive connectors, you know, ATA 100.
This is where memory goes, the RAM
supports
slots.
DDR.
Fast RAM.
Fast RAM. Floppy connector.
This is the video card connector here, the red thing. AGP 8X.
8X. Supports up to 8X. I haven't seen an 8X AGP
Now, you're saying a lot of terms, and people are going to go, DDR, 8X, what are you talking about? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
No, don't worry about it.
It's one of the things you'll learn if you do this.
And if you go shopping, you'll actually come across a lot of these terms. So it's probably good to brush up. So when you are shopping and you're understanding
Where
what you're doing.
Where does the big processor go? Where's the brain go?
The processor actually goes right here. This supports the new Pentium 478 pin.
Are you going to put that in now?
I'm going to put it in now because processors.
Look at this,
is a Pentium 4.
This is so small. This is the whole thing, the heart of the computer. And actually, that's support circuitry, but underneath this, there's just a little fingernail-sized
it's amazing
wedge of
how
silicon.
Small it is, and it does so much.
A lot of people at home are cringing because you and I are handling this with our bare hands. If you're doing this at home in a dry climate, we don't have problems with static
and
here.
On carpet, make sure you ground yourself prior and you're wearing a static wristband. Very sensitive. I recommend do never ever touch.
Don't do what we're doing.
The pins.
Which we just did.
If you're gonna hold this, if you're gonna hold the processor, hold it by the edge. Don't hold it by the pins.
Just did that. I ruined your process.
You just touched the pin?
No, you know, I used to be really cautious about all this until I had an Intel guy come and upgrade the processor.
And he just grabbed it. The reason I say that is, while it's probably not going to do anything, it's very possible to bend the pins. And once the pin is bent.
We're trained professionals. Don't, you know, be careful.
Yes.
So pop that
So
sucker
we're going to pop it in.
You
One
need a
thing
hammer for that?
No, actually, if you notice, there's a notch right here. See how it's kind of cleaved on one corner?
Yeah.
That matches up right here. And this is what they call a zero insertion force socket, which means I shouldn't have to force it with a hammer.
Zero insertion force.
Insertion.
There's no zero insertion force.
Zero
Hey, look,
insertion
it just
force.
slipped in there.
It slipped in, and I
Now
just
you close
dropped
the lever.
and now it's in.
We're going to put a heat sink on top of that with a fan to
But
blow
I'm going to do
air off
that
of
later
that.
after I put the processor in.
So next you're going to mount the motherboard. We'll then go to the hard drives, the RAM, and all that stuff. We are out of time for that part of the segment. We're going to come back. You've got a video card. But these are the parts that you're going to then kind of start mounting in the motherboard.
Exactly.
And in the main case. And if you get this all done, you've got now 40 minutes, 43 minutes. If you get this all done, I want to see this boot before the show's over.
All right.
You think you can do it?
I think so.